My name is Catherine Stunda. My family and I have been parishioners at St. Peter Chanel for about 9 years. We actually converted, my husband and I, together, and since then we've had the great blessing to be able to raise all three of our children as Catholics. So where you really start to see it is when the kids start making their own choice to interact outside of your PSR classes, outside of faith formation, but actually interacting with one another as a friend group, as a social opportunity. And so I've gotten more involved with the group since I've started helping the teens when they go on their service camps. It is an opportunity to see these kids live more than what the world expects them to live. They get to live outside of the world and instead live inside their faith. And to be able to witness it is way more of a gift for me than the gift of my time that I'm able to offer up in those circumstances. Well, what's amazing to me when I see my kids come home from experiences, whether it's a social experience like Destination Unknown, or whether it's a service experience like a mission camp, I think what's really amazing is when they come home, they are fired up, either from the beauty and the fun and the joy of interacting with their peers, or from the filling of their hearts with their mission and their ministry and actually seeing themselves in other environments where they can serve and help. The most impactful thing for me is I watch these kids go out there into the world with this open mindset of prayer and love and Christ. And I watch them in dual aspects. I see them working for the communities and ministering to the communities and sharing their own personal testimony within the community, whether it's helping boys and girls at a Boys and Girls Club, or shelving books at a thrift store, or doing hard manual labor to assist those who can't do it themselves. You see them really grow from that manual experience, getting to see them in the downtime, in the evenings. In the evenings, they come back from their work and they get together, and sometimes it's hundreds of kids from dozens of churches around the country. These kids are reaching out to kids from other states and other groups. They're all interacting and playing together. They're all sharing together. The idea of, oh, I might look silly goes out the window, and everybody is jumping around and dancing and singing and openly praying and openly discussing how they feel about what they've experienced and what it means to them. These kids, every single day in these experiences, they say yes. They're not saying no. They're not thinking, what about me? They're saying yes. And it is a blessing and a beautiful thing to behold. And it's why when they come home, they're changed. And it's why when I come home, I'm changed. And I sign up for the next year right away. I feel like I have even more than my own 3 kids sometimes when I'm interacting with these youth. I see them and I see love. And I see yes, and I see God, and it's limitless. I struggled with the idea of signing up to volunteer for a while because I think my biggest fears would be that I would be expected to share my knowledge of our faith. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think a lot of parents are probably intimidated by the idea that they might be asked to educate or share beyond their comfort level. And I am so grateful for the first time that I was voluntold to come into the St. Peter Chanel Youth Group, because I've realized with each time that I interact more deeply and for longer durations, that there are no expectations on me other than just wanting me to be an example, a living example to these kids, to be somebody who is there to listen to them, not to necessarily push or guide or educate, but to listen. It's opened up my education in this faith even more. And every time I see those kids that I've been on a trip with, or that I've seen at Adoration, or that I've seen in youth group, they're so excited to see me. And I'm so excited to see them. And I think that if more parents knew that that's all it was, then maybe they would be willing to take it on, and they'd understand what a blessing it is just to get to watch these kids. There's just acceptance, and they are loving to one another, and beautiful, beautiful examples of Christianity. And it's something that everyone should get the opportunity to witness.